If it is or if it ain't, it's gonna come out. Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you are listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. It is January the 6th, 2023, and today the topic is monetary justice. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. I hope that you all had a great day yesterday. Mine was just fine. Not too much to report. Your girl just plotting and planning, man. Plotting and planning. A lot of ideas and things in the works. Of course, my cousin's tuning in live. Hey, good morning to you, cousin. Thank you so much for tuning in and catching me back to back. But yeah. That I just kind of after doing the juice, and I think I kind of had a brief moment to. Woosah a bit. Maybe I did go back to sleep. I don't know. But or maybe not. I feel like me and Kelvin, my co-star, y'all, my co-star of the cast movie, we started talking, and then we started reading one of my scripts, and that got me started working on, like, some details of, like, really trying to get a movie going this year, y'all. I want to start working on another film. And I want to do everything legit. I want to get a crew and all that good stuff. So we're going to see what the Lord do with everything. But yeah, y'all keep me in prayer. You know what I'm saying? Look, if y'all want to contribute, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, you can support your girl and all that type of stuff. I don't know about doing GoFundMes and things like that, y'all. I mean, they just haven't seemed to work in the past. Some people are real successful with those. Me, I just be like, man, how can I do it myself? I don't know too much. That part annoys me sometimes, having to depend on somebody else financially to help me do something. I'm like, I try my best to do a lot of stuff, and I end up doing a lot of stuff alone because of that. But I'm not opposed to help. You see what I'm saying? Like, anybody that feels free, or feels like they would like to help in my endeavors and whatnot, obviously the opportunities are there. But at the same time, at least know this about your girl. I'm going to try my best to do it with or without you. Why did that just come out? Why am I talking about that? Oh, well, yeah. I don't know. But basically, I guess I say all that to say, I mean, I know we're talking about finances today, right? And I did not intend to share that. But at the same time, I mean, maybe it's something to that. I don't know. But basically, I guess since we're talking about finances and money and all this type of stuff, and in particular, I guess, monetary justice, I will be honest and say, like, I came across some of these verses yesterday, and then, I don't know if I want to get into everything in regards to how I came up with this topic today or where the inspiration came from, but I think at some point I just kind of was thinking about, like, the idea or concept of, I guess, working for free and everything like that, which I know everybody wouldn't want to do. Like, no, I don't think anybody signs up unless you're volunteering your services, right? Unless you're going to volunteer or something like that. For the most part, nobody wants to work for free. Now, have I been in situations where I have worked for free? Yeah, unfortunately. As an actor, it's just been one of those things where, I've been a part of plenty of plays and things like that, which is so funny. Let me leave that website up, y'all, because my experiences with some of the different plays and whatnot that I've been in is, I believe, comedically shown in the movie that we currently have being edited, and unfortunately, I mean, just behind the scenes, it can get kind of crazy in some of these scenarios. And so I don't want anybody to feel like I'm talking about them. But at the same time, I'm like, the character that, or the main character that I portray in that film is this really over the top director. And in my head, as I was writing the role, basically, she's a combination of a bunch of people. So obviously that makes her real crazy. But I guess I'm sharing all that to say because some of those situations that I dealt with as an actor, it's been over 10 years for me now. And I've been in a lot of plays and this, this, that, and the other. And some of those were unpaid. Some of those were situations where, I'm coming to rehearsals, we're doing all this stuff, and, weren't compensated for that. It was kind of like, oh, you're doing this, and not just say for the love, but then you're doing this, I guess, to get experience and all those different type of things, which I understand. I understand the concepts of internships and stuff like that. But I think now I'm just at the point where I'm like very intentional about like everything I do. Like I really don't even leave the house unless either it's for some reason, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't know if that's a good thing or not, I feel like I call it being in like a hermit stage or something like that because I think it started for me back in Florida. You learning a lot about me because of listening to this. But anyway, or anybody listening to this, right? And y'all probably like, why am I telling y'all this? Well, again, I guess this concept of working for free was on my heart and mind this morning, and as I went deeper, looking into what the Bible has to say about wages and everything like that, I was coming across some verses again, like I said, that I saw yesterday, and eventually, looking up wages itself at openbible.info. That is what confirmed that I should talk about this morning in my heart and mind. So that's where monetary justice came from. And because I'll say we're a lot alike. Hey, And so like that's where the idea and the topic came from today. And so let's get into it, y'all. Let's talk about what the Bible has to say about money, right? Because I mean, obviously, I already done kind of shared a lot in this. It was like 6 minutes, and everything like that. But let's see what the Bible got to say, right? So one of the first verses that I felt led to write down this morning was James 5:4. It says, "Behold, the wages of the laborers who mowed your fields, which you kept back by fraud, are crying out against you, and the cries of the harvesters have reached the ears of the Lord of hosts." Because I'll say his eyes is wide open. I think that verse right there said the Lord's ears are wide open, and I think this verse is saying that the Lord's ears are wide open as well. In this verse in particular, they're talking about basically it seems as if there's some laborers that have been working and mowing these people's fields and stuff, and and I guess basically people are keeping back their wages and everything like that. And obviously that isn't justice, right? That isn't a just thing to happen. And you know what? I know this is probably gonna be controversial in X, Y, and Z. But I guess it kind of goes hand in hand with this conversation. Like I totally understand why people still take issue with what happened here in America in regards to slavery, right? I understand why there are still people that's like give African Americans their reparations in X, Y, and Z. Especially when you hear, I don't know if you've heard this, but you hear about like different how can I say, like, I guess other race groups, put it like that, other race groups have received monetary things fairly recently. I would say in the past few years I heard about like the Asians have received something monetary for I don't know if do you remember this, when I think it was like a year or so ago, there was some type of shooting that happened here at a spa, and some Asian people got shot or whatnot. And they say, now I did deep dive into what I'm hearing about it and stuff, but they say that like they came out with some type of bill for the Asian community that gave funds to the Asian community because of that. And so if the country's going to do things like that, then in some ways, you should go ahead and do what you said you was going to do for the African American people. I mean, it just if you're gonna do that, you know what I'm saying? If you have funds to do that, then just do it across the board. So I understand, right, that. I do think now that we should at some point, I'm not saying get over it, but like I think we should understand that at least our generation, or at least me, I guess I can only speak for myself. I can't pretend like I am oppressed. That's me though. I know not a lot of people may differ in opinion of that, but I mean, I feel like I got businesses. I can do whatever I want to do. Nobody's stopping me from doing whatever I want to do, even though I'm a black woman. So that's what I mean, that I'm not oppressed. Fortunately for me, didn't have to deal with what my ancestors dealt with, and stuff like that. And that doesn't take away from what they dealt with, right? But I can't fully relate. You see what I'm saying? That might be that. Y'all mad at me this morning. Is this Pope? Is this Pope? Shout out to my guy, Arsal. Thanks for tuning in, brother. That's my Pakistan brother over there. Look, we got work to do. Arsal. Okay, my cousin seems like he understands what I'm talking about. He said ditto. So, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't think we should go through life pretending like we are oppressed or like we are going through the same things that our ancestors went through. I think they went through what they went through for us to get to where we are. So we need to, from where we are, do better for the next generation, right? So that's one thing. I know even in our family, actually I was talking to Auntie Lena the other day, cousin Morris, and she was telling, talking about how Granddad was able to buy all that land without having I think didn't have a high school education, and everything like that. And that's great that a black man was able to do that, and so that's a beautiful thing. And what we should do, right, is expand on that as his lineage, right, and stuff like that, instead of pretending like, we are in a worse off state than he was, because but anyway, I guess I'll say all that to say that when we're thinking about this concept, right, of laborers working and mowing the fields and they haven't been paid and da, God is not pleased with that. And I think one of the things, I guess the reason I bring this part of the conversation up is because a lot of people take issue with the Bible, because then they want to say, well, the Bible promotes slavery and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you're not reading it. You're not reading what it's saying, because if you read what it says, it has a lot in here in regards to justice. You know what I mean? It has a lot in here about treating people fairly and things like that. And maybe they might have used the terms slave, servant, master. They might have used those terms, but you could tell that it wasn't never the way people used it and oppressed people. You see what I'm saying? I feel like they use certain things, and that's why you hear about, they call it with the Negro Bible and stuff. That's why you hear about that stuff, because obviously all the justice verses, from my understanding, was taken out, and therefore is no longer biblical, so they weren't operating in what they were supposed to be operating as, quote unquote. If they proclaimed to be Christians, they weren't, because they weren't operating in what the Bible has to say about fair wages and fair treatment and all of that. So you can't blame God and the Bible for what people decided to do that was against it, even if they proclaimed to be believers. That's just me. I'm just putting that out there. Just putting it out there. So I say all that to say that, I don't think God is pleased with treatment like that. And yeah, so we should be careful, especially anybody that's in some type of leadership position, some type of you a boss position, whatever the case is. Now look, Arsal, somebody that works with me not say for me, but with me or whatever the case is, I hope that you feel like I treat you fairly. Now, you can comment below if you don't agree. You're like, what miracle you're talking about yourself right now, because you don't pay me fairly. Pay me what you owe. I think he left. He left. Oh no. But anyway, but yeah, so try to, if you're in any type of leadership position, any type of quote unquote master position, treat your people fairly. You know what I mean? So let's keep going. So Romans 4:4 says, now to the one who works, his wages are not counted as a gift, but as his due. All right. So it's not a gift. You're not giving nobody a gift when they do some work for you. Like, I mean, again, if they volunteer in their service or something like that, then maybe, but if they're doing some work for you, that's not a gift. You know what I mean? That's their due. You supposed to pay them, right? Let's keep going. Leviticus 14:13. It says, you shall not something your neighbor or rob him. See, this my problem with me and my handwriting, cuz you shall not oppress. That's what it is. You shall not oppress your neighbor or rob him the wages of a hired worker. Or rob him. The wages of a hired worker shall not remain with you all night until the morning. So, look, according to this, pay them folks on the same day they did the work. Now, little bosses might not like that. Oh, I want to pay you in 2 weeks. But according to this, it's like, if the people did the work, they funds shouldn't be remaining with you all day and all night. Pay the folks. Pay the people their money. Jeremiah 22:13, it says, woe to them who builds his house by unrighteousness and his upper rooms by injustice, who makes his neighbor something him for nothing. Serve him, that's what it is. Serve him for nothing, and does not give him his wages. So look, from what I'm receiving here, y'all, the Lord ain't playing about like taking care of people and letting, and paying people and things like that. It ain't, working for free is not necessarily a thing. Volunteering and all that is something else, you know what I mean? But like people working and stuff, they can't be doing that stuff for free. Need to take care of people. And I mean, I guess that's the juice this morning. That is the juice this morning. You know what I'm saying? Like the golden rule tells us all the time, do unto others what you have them do unto you. If you are able to pay people in the same day, do that. You know what I mean? Like, or whatever their agreement was, do that, And I mean, yeah, that's the juice. I mean, there were some other things that crossed my mind when thinking about all this morning, but we'll see what the Lord do in regards to me talking about all of that. But you guys can go deeper in the go deeper section. There's plenty of other verses to peruse and let marinate on your heart, souls, and minds. And there's even one for people that are working as well. It might be Pope, but it's in there, and it's talking about like basically not what is the first saying? I guess I wasn't prepared to say it. I just wrote it in the go deeper section, y'all. I think it's that Luke verse. But can I paraphrase it real quick? It was something along the lines of like, don't be trying to, like when you get paid and then you try to get more or something like that. Like get paid what you get paid. Oh, that's my mama tuning in again. Hey, mama. Thank you for tuning in. You under sister's YouTube, ma. But okay. But yeah, y'all, that's the juice, y'all. That's the juice. The Bible verse of today is John 15:34. It says, a new commandment I give to you, that ye love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. But just a reminder, today is Friday, so that means a new episode of God, Sex, and Love, the talk show, should be going live tonight at 7 p.m. Unfortunately, I didn't write the lady's name in my notes to tell y'all who it is, but I believe her name is Dr. Lisa, if I'm not mistaken, and she is doing some great work down there in Florida, protecting children and things like that. So tune in, y'all. I mean, it's a great reminder for us in this brand new year, kicking off the new year, I guess. Heavy topic, yes, but much needed conversation to have. So by all means, tune in tonight, God, Sex, and Love, here on the YouTube, or I'll try to share it on Facebook and everything like that. But if you missed it, live tonight at 7, then y'all should be able to look at it as the future video on GodSexandLove.com. But all right, y'all have a wonderful Friday, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. And
Hello, charmers. Visit ttcboutique.com for the latest in fashion and accessories. Twice the charm, the source of women clothing.